start invest, please subscribe and like. Hey guys, what's up? This is Neo again. Welcome back to my channel. Love as always. Hey, today I'm gonna talk about risk management before we buy or after we buy our favorite company stocks, right? Okay, today I have a nice company that everybody really wants to know about, which is Tesla. I know Tesla has made some mistake recently and their profitability are kind of coming down as of late because there are a lot of cost cutting and the demand for their cars are coming down a little bit across the board, not just in United States, but also in China especially, and also in Europe, where the Chinese EVs are actually taking market shares from Tesla, right? Okay, and now let's take a look at all the risk that we need to know about a company. Here, let's take a look of this spreadsheet, which is my risk management for individual company stocks, as you can see on the title. So, for a company, we have to take a look at the risk of the company execution, whether it is executing very nicely, the goals that the CEO set or the founders of the company set, are they being met, and are they being met on time? As we all know, Tesla, they set a lot of timeline. Robotaxi is supposed to be 2019 or 2020. Then it was pushed back to 2021. Then 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, anyway, joke aside, but we have to know or kind of have a high probability of certain things to happen, right? So we cannot always push back some timeline or some milestones, if you will. We cannot just keep on pushing back, towards the future, right? That's why Tesla right now is trying to at least roll out some robo-taxi services, right? But then as we have seen some of the photos or some of the videos online, they have a driver sit behind the steering wheel actually to monitor the operations of the robo-taxi while in service, right? Especially in San Francisco, because the law requires them to have a driver behind the wheel to monitor. But even in other areas such as Arizona or in Texas, right, they still have a person sitting on the front passenger seat with his right hand firmly on the door handle where the door switch for opening and closing the door. That switch has been modified to stop the car immediately whenever it is necessary, so it won't hit anything. Otherwise, Tesla will probably lose the license to continue with the robo-taxi rollout, right? That is a major setback, if you will. So it carries a lot of risk as of now, as we have seen with others such as Cruise by GM. They want to roll out robo-taxi in San Francisco, just one incident, and that's it. They are still in the process of coming back, maybe. So this is a highly risky business. The timeline is risky. The amount of R&D is risky. What Tesla promised to use just video and camera is sort of risky when the rest of the industries are using LiDAR, sensors, and camera all at the same time to double check and make sure everything is correct. Because sometimes, what if the camera stop working or get blocked by debris or dirt? In the case of when I use my full self driving in the heavy rain, it suddenly has a very message that say take control of the vehicle immediately. Why? Because it just couldn't see at that time, right? When the link pours, and it just couldn't see. So times like that, we most likely need a secondary system to ensure our safety, right? So it's like we also cannot autopilot our investments um, in the same logic, because when we let our money be controlled by someone who we don't even know, we put money in the ETF or in other investment bankers account, we don't know what they are buying and selling on a daily basis. They may be even chasing the high flying stocks, even worse than the retail investors do, right? So how can we just put our money to someone else and trust them to manage in the best of our own interest, right? Before their own interest. You see what I'm saying? Okay, anyway, so let's go back to Tesla before the video get too long. All right, so now the first thing is company execution is very important. In the history of the company, since it went public in 2012, Tesla has witnessed a long-term growth revenue of about annualized revenue growth of 57% from 410 millions in 2012 to 94 billions in 2024, which is amazing. But going forward, since 2024 and 2025, they are already coming down. So this annualized revenue growth doesn't really paint the full picture, where Tesla has witnessed 2024 lowered sales compared to 23, since the CEO would talk a lot about politics, talk a lot about other peoples who he didn't like, and kind of have a big distraction. So for the execution, I give Tesla 0.8, which is already pretty good, even though it has some setback in the short term, which I show is only 0.5 score for the short term, because the company did see a downturn of the profitability from 23 to 24. It's actually cut in half, if you can see, from 14.9 billions to just 7.1 billions net profits, which is kind of sad. Oh, cut in half. My gosh, what if this year cut in another half to 3.6 billions? Oh well. Anyway, Tesla was, the company that I invested in earlier, and enabled me to buy my current house. Sadly, seems like the focus has been lost a little bit, and the sales are not as great as they used to be, as long as, in terms of sales growth. And CEO leadership is very important, as we have talked about in another video. CEO is the leader of the group, right? Of the team. Oops, I'm getting too close. Okay, is the leader of the team, and he sees opportunities. He sees how to execute with the momentum, with the managements of different departments, and how to prepare for the next product rollout, stuff like that. So the CEO is very important, how he executes the vision and how he improves the whole team, keep track of everything and the trend of the market, consumer leads, and everything. So CEO is very important, but however, I can only give him half of the point, which is 0.5, and you can see I give it a 30 weight, because CEO is very important. He leads the company, he leads the team, execute the vision. Competitiveness of Tesla, the moat, what Warren Buffett say, moat, M-O-A-T. Tesla does have a good competitiveness or competitive advantage, which is the supercharging network. Before I bought my Model X, I have thought about other companies, EVs, but then when it comes to charging, Tesla is still the easiest in America at least. But in China, there are some new competitions such as battery swaps, which give you a 100% fully charged battery in just 3 minutes. And you can go. You don't have to wait. Imagine this is high season, Christmas time. You are traveling from Los Angeles to Las Vegas. You are trying to charge your Tesla at a supercharging station. There are just only 2 cars ahead of you, let's say. And you guys have, let's say, wait for one stall, let's say, each vehicle charge for 30 to 40 minutes. And 2 cars ahead of you, you still have to wait for more than an hour before you can even charge your car, right? With battery swap in China, especially NIO, their system, 3 minutes battery swap. Even 2 cars ahead of you, you only need to wait for 6 minutes before you can charge. Versus if you are in a Tesla, you have to wait for 30 minutes for each Tesla to charge. Then you have to wait for more than an hour. And you are not even charging up to 100%. You are only allowed to charge to 80% without penalty, right? You are a Tesla driver, you know. If you charge more than 80% during high time, Tesla charge you extra fees, right? As penalties. Not such nonsense with battery swap from NIO, right? Pardon me, I say nonsense, sorry. I still, part of my heart still wish Tesla to be well, especially that was the very first investment that made me a huge profit and I can buy my current house. But then recent execution has been kind of lackluster at best. Okay, anyway, back to this. Competitiveness, valuation. Tesla has a very high valuation, as we all know. Price per sale is 16.47 compared to Amazon, which is 3.6, Alphabet, which is 6.45, Apple is 8.3, blah, blah, blah. And the price per earning is especially crazy, 254. So for each dollar of profit, net profits that Tesla made, you are willing to pay 254 times of that single dollar of profit. There are tons of companies in this world that can give you much more better returns than buying Tesla at this high valuation, to be honest. And if Tesla will continue to struggle with their sales, then this will even only worsen, right? Maybe 300, 400 PE, my gosh. Good luck. Okay, cash position is really good, 36.8 billions. And especially with high cash position, the company can buy out other companies and or no need for at least a secondary offering, which may dilute current shareholders' value. So having a good cash cushion is very good. This is one thing that is good, so I give it a 0.9 and the weight is 10. And that position is also quite good compared to their cash position. You want to see the debt to be much substantially below the cash, right here. So 13 versus 16, which is good. Under half of it is up to under half of the cash is debt. So even if Tesla wants to pay down all the debt, they can, right? So which is good, and they have enough of cash to do R&D, to finance their next expansion plan, if you will. So on average, after all these weighted average, it comes out with 0.69. Oh, I forgot to talk about total addressable market. When the total addressable market is huge for the company, I really like that company. For SoFi Technologies, Palantir, AppLovin, Tesla, Nvidia, Amazon, all these companies that I love, including also, I forgot one more. That is the streaming company, Netflix. Yes, Netflix. How can I forget about that? Okay, so all these companies have huge worldwide addressable market. So I give Tesla a 10 trillion addressable market by 2035. I have seen different report that suggests between 5 trillion addressable market to 25 trillion addressable market. That includes energy storage, robotaxi expansion, and the sales of robots and electric cars in the future for Tesla. So it will add 0.05. So the result is 0.69, which is a C, as explained here, that I will have high conviction if it is an A, 0.81 and above, which is very difficult to achieve. But so far I achieved that. And then B would be somewhat good conviction. If anything goes wrong, I may actually sell this company for another better one. If it is a C, I will wait and see with no conviction, meaning if I don't already long the company shares, I would just wait and see, would not buy it yet, because Tesla does have very high valuation, and a lot of the robotic stuff that the CEO is talking about will not materialize anytime soon. Even robotaxi, they are now in pilot program with a supervision or a person, sitting behind the wheel or sitting in the front passenger seat, which is still not fully autonomous. So I kind of have to wait and see, okay? And don't ignore the competition, especially in China. They are going crazy. If you haven't seen some of the YouTube videos about the electric cars in China, you should look at those videos, because Chinese competition is crazy, the craziest in the world. Okay, and the D will be keep track of any progress, but I would not touch the shares at all. F, definitely sell if you have it. So there you go. This is and I will go into detail of how to judge or gauge a CEO as a leader of a company before I make this video too long. Let me just for now let you know I will do a separate video for this CEO valuation or evaluation in my next video. Once again, thank you for stopping by. This is Star Invest. I am Neo. Appreciate you guys. Love.